Hey guys, so very important topic here. Don't fear the no. So when I used to work in another career, I was in customer service and I was always afraid of sales. Like I would, sit back and see all the salespeople in the company and be like, man, what a tough job because they hear no all day long. Well, the one thing that really changed my life when I became a salesperson myself is realizing that there's nothing to fear in a no. There's lots of things that I've been told, hey, Jen, you want this? You want that? What do you think about this? And I'm like, nah, no, not interested. And then eventually I am. So all a no means is that a yes is possible. Don't be discouraged by a no. Sometimes people use that as a power play. They want to say no because they want to feel like they're in charge. I remember growing up, my dad would say, if you have to know an answer, the answer right now, the answer is no. It used to drive me crazy. I hated that, right? What? I want to go to the party. I want to go to the mall. And he would say, if you have to know right now, the answer is no. But it wasn't because it was just a power position for him as a parent. And the same thing that clients do. Sometimes they just say no because they don't want to feel the pressure. They don't want someone to push them into something. A lot of times they don't trust their own decision making. Maybe they've made mistakes in the past. It has nothing to do with you at all, but maybe they bought something and then they didn't use it. Or maybe they spent too much on something and they regretted it. Right? So because you're starting to ask them to make some sort of commitment, you're asking the right questions, you're giving them the closing question, are you ready to write an offer right now? Kind of the easy answer to kind of get you off the hook is to say no. So don't be afraid of a no. It doesn't really mean no. And it also means a yes is possible. So you want them to get to the point where they have to make a decision. So most people don't say yes the first time. I don't know the exact averages, but most people initially say no, but they eventually do say yes. So what you want to do is whenever you're getting those no's is just find out more about it. No is not actually a no. So if I say, are you ready to write an offer right now? And they say no, I'll say, well, tell me why. Or my favorite line, tell me more about that. Because I'd love to really learn what is it that's holding you back. So they might say no, and they say, because I haven't gotten my paperwork to my lender yet. Of course, I'm going to say, no problem. Let's go ahead, get the information to the lender. If you can do it tonight by 5, I'm going to go back to my desk. I'm going to get this written up. I'm going to email it to you. Let's submit our offer, because it's not a real reason not to submit an offer. So we know that, but they don't know that yet. So if somebody says no, just try to learn more. So if you say, are you ready to list your home right now? And they say no, tell me more about that. Why not now? Oh, well, we're not ready to list because I have my mother coming in town in 2 weeks. So once she's here and then she gets out, then I can show the house and be ready to go. Okay, no problem. But had you not ever asked the question that made them make a decision, you wouldn't even know what's holding them back. You would just leave the appointment and wonder and go, I don't know, they're not signing my agreement, or I don't know, they're not writing an offer. So our job is to really get them to talk, get them to work it through. We want to get buyers out of their own way, learn more about what's going on, and then how can we solve those problems? So as a salesperson, we're really problem solvers. So that's our number one job, is to find out what the problem is, which not everyone's really open about at first, right? They don't want you to solve their problems. They may not even realize they have a problem. So sometimes you got to peel it back, you got to figure it out, see what's happening, and then find a way that we can overcome it. That's a win-win for you and for the client.